I'd like to get, before we get on, so we can move on to Colorado, let's, get on with, just a couple things. When I got hired here a couple years ago, I was asked to come in here, and my job, I really believe my job is to prepare the young men. It's not to win football games. My job here is to prepare the young men who come into this program for the rest of their life. I make that vow to the kids when I go into their homes and recruiting. I make that vow to the parents. That's what I'm all about. And that means accountability, discipline. I'm a very black and white, very direct person. And I feel we've done that in this program. Our kids are representing this university, this great university, with respect, with integrity. You don't see our kids out there getting in trouble on ESPN, doing all those types of things. They're representing this program the right way. I believe myself and the staff are representing this program the right way. I'm a passionate person, and during that game the other night, I thought there were times when, obviously it's okay to disagree with the call. It's the way you disagree with the call I believe that at times during that game, I got too animated, and for that I regret that, and I'm sorry about that. It's interesting because it's okay. I always believe it's okay to disagree with the call. It's not okay to make it personal, and at times during that game, probably in my quest to fight for the kids on our football team, I let it get personal. And for that, once again, I say I'm sorry. I regret that. And I know that there's a lot of speculation out there about the exchange I had with Taylor. He and I have handled that. First of all, I know there was speculation it had something to do with his injury. It had nothing to do with his injury. And it was an issue totally unrelated to that. We handled it. Once again, I regret that it was on national TV. And because you guys know, like when I wanted to address the team earlier in the season, and I made everybody, I had all the press out, and you guys gave me a lot of havoc over that. But I felt like something needed to be dealt with directly with the football team. I did that. I usually do those things behind closed doors. And once again, when I deal with something, I told you I deal with something directly. If there's an issue, something's related to the team, which you guys know me, my policy is I don't talk about what happens in our family. What happens inside stays inside. I will not talk about what we talked about. But I can say this. The things that are out there speculating over what that was are completely off base. And Taylor is with the football team, and he and I are on the same page, and there are no issues there. And we've put that all behind us. As far as the Chancellor Perlman and the statement he made yesterday, we've spoken. We're on the same page. I have total respect for him, the administration, the job they have to do, and I respect that. And once again, that's kind of where we are. And now I'll open up for questions.
Did you leave it with Chancellor Perlman, and was there anything said about making sure it doesn't happen again? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I believe me. Like I said, I won't happen again. I mean,
Ben Cotton's incident was also on national TV. Do you understand why he reacted the way he did the other night?
Ben's, I had no problem with the initial part of what happened with Ben. What I didn't like was that Ben took his helmet off, and he knows better than that. Once again, I dealt with it right there. Ben and I were on the same page. In fact, Ben came over after, Ben was really upset, and that needed to be dealt with right there, or he was going to get himself into a lot of trouble. And at that point, I'd rather him be upset with me than upset and do something crazy. And believe me, we were on the same page, and a few minutes later, Ben came back over to me and apologized for the whole incident. And once again, you deal with things directly. You deal with, one thing about our players, I promise you they know this, that I got their back. And they understand also that I expect them to have mine. That means to represent this program all the time, and no matter what the situation. Once again, I might have, when I got animated, I didn't do that as well as I could have the other night. And once again, I say I'm sorry for that.
Do you think that costs your team? No.
I would hope not. I would hope not. I hope that, I would hope that, things are being called the right way.
Coach, did you have reflections afterward, after you maybe saw videotape of your actions that caused you to kind of pause and say, I need to do something for myself and my team, change a little bit? Or was this?
I think I just addressed that. I just said that.
Did you
But,
see kind of an ultimatum or anything from the administration that you need to do anything?
No, the administration is behind me 100%. And they know me as a person. They know what I'm all about. They understand the character and the things I represent, what I brought to this program. And they made that known to me. And there's no issues between myself and the administration. And they also, I told I'm not perfect. There's nobody that's perfect. You make mistakes. You look back at your actions, and you look back at the situations you've been put into. You reflect on them, both football-wise, whatever, in all areas, and you make adjustments and you move on. And you hope that you better yourself through all your experiences, and you don't make the same mistake twice.
Bo, in the past, you've addressed this same type of sideline behavior a year ago.
No, it wasn't a year. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And
is this still a growing process?
yeah, it is. Your life is a growing process, and everything you do is you grow every day. You learn every day. You have different experiences, different situations every single day. And like I said before, I walk into a home and I tell parents, I'm going to have your kids back. I'm going to fight for them every step of the way. I'm going to be there for your kids. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure your kids have a fair shake and prepare them for the rest of their life in a lot of different ways. And I'm going to love them unconditionally. I just got to watch the passion I bring to it and make sure I do it in the right way.
Did Osborne talk to you as well?
Yeah, I always talk with Coach Osborne.
Bo, did Martinez miss team meetings yesterday?
Yeah, but it had nothing to do with, it was a completely separate issue.
What was it? Separate issue?
Why he wasn't at team meetings?
Right.
Well, he was excused from team meetings.
He had a conflict from a Sunday team meeting?
What's that?
He had a conflict from a Sunday team meeting that he couldn't be there?
No, let me tell you, it's not a team meeting, it's a team shakeout. We don't meet as a team on Sunday.
Okay.
So I don't know where that came from, but we don't meet as a team on Sundays.
Has he ever missed a Sunday team shakeout?
Uh-huh. There's a number of guys that have missed shakeouts. I mean, for instance, 2 weeks ago, Alex Henry was excused from a team shakeout. I mean, the guys are excused from that a lot.
Did he express anger or frustration after Saturday night when you talked to him on the sideline?
No, not at all. Let me tell you, our exchange on the sideline had nothing. He's frustrated with the injuries, with those things that have happened. But no, Taylor was just fine. In fact, we talked for a good 15, 20 minutes in the locker room after the game.
Was the sideline meeting between you and Taylor, was that precipitated by, there's reports that he was texting or talking to his dad and all?
I've already said that, number one, I'm not going to get into, that stuff is nobody's business but ours, but I can say this. I have heard I've heard the things that are being said out there and the speculation as to what that was about, and they're way off base.
Was there ever a time yesterday, regardless of whether he was excused or you said he was excused from the shakeout, Was there ever a moment, though, where there was question about whether he was going to be with this team?
No.
So you never had any doubt yesterday that he was a member of the team?
No, it was business as usual yesterday.
So you can guarantee that he'll be on the team going forward?
Yeah, Taylor's at class right now. I believe he had class at 10:30 today. He was in it.
Will he play Friday?
We don't know. I mean, it's, he's still obviously recovering from some of the injuries.
If he's healthy, will he play Friday?
Yeah.
Bo, could you define what a team shakeout is on Sunday? What is that?
It's just a voluntary kind of jog around a little bit, get the kinks out,
Could, if Taylor doesn't...
which he couldn't participate in.
If Taylor doesn't play Friday, would you be able to use his injury as cover for a suspension?
Taylor Martinez is not suspended, Eric. I think you guys know me well enough to know that that'd be the first thing. If somebody was suspended, I'd say so.
Did he break any team rules or anything?
No.
He said he couldn't participate in the shakeup. Is that injury related? He couldn't?
Say again?
Wasn't healthy enough to participate?
Oh yeah, he couldn't have run in the shakeout. I think I've already said that, but he couldn't participate in the shakeout run.
Do you guys typically watch film on Sunday?
No. We didn't watch film yesterday. Especially during the short week, it was get them in and get them out of here. I mean, it was get them in and get them out as quick as possible. So, we as coaches, that's a big work day for the coaches. We don't spend time with the players. That's their day off on
Have you
Sunday.
spoken with Taylor's dad since Saturday night?
Uh-huh.
You have?
Yeah.
Was that conversation, did that conversation have anything to do with your argument with Taylor on the sidelines?
No, I just believe that, in a situation like this, you've got to make sure you keep the parents in the loop. Because he was getting phone calls that he wasn't sure what we're all about. I mean, Mr. Martinez, Casey was confused at some of the inquiries he was getting because they were pretty far off base.